Not all Alaska cruise lines are created equal, and choosing the wrong one could mean docking at a remote pier miles from town, missing Glacier Bay, or spending your sea days packed inside with nowhere to go. After sailing on all of the major cruise lines operating in Alaska, I'm ranking all 9 to help you avoid the duds and find a perfect fit for your adventure. Hey y'all, I'm Evan with Family at Sea, where we help make every cruise unforgettable. This list isn't based on cruise line brochures or influencer freebies. It's based on real sailings because I've sailed on every cruise line on this list, and while not all of those sailings were in Alaska, I've spent enough time on board to confidently compare how well their ships, amenities, and itineraries stack up for this region. Some lines absolutely nailed the Alaska experience, and others, well, let's just say the scenery was the only thing carrying the trip. But I'm not here to sugarcoat or slam the cruise lines. I'm here to help you avoid wasting your once-in-a-lifetime trip on the wrong ship. And if you're flexible, you might just find a hidden gem. If you're ready, I am. Let's go. Before we get into the rankings, let me break down exactly how I'm scoring these cruise lines, because Alaska isn't like your typical Caribbean getaway. First, I'm looking at itinerary quality and dock locations. Some lines consistently get prime piers close to town, while others leave you at a cargo dock with a long line and a 20-minute shuttle ride. I'm also looking at how many ships and sailings each cruise line offers. More options means more flexibility with dates, pricing, and departure ports. The ship design matters too, especially when it comes to cold weather comfort. I'm talking about solariums, indoor pools, thermal spas, lounges with views, and how well they spread out crowds when the weather keeps people inside. Glacier Bay access is another big one because not every cruise line is allowed in, and if it's on your bucket list, this alone could make or break your decision. And finally, there's value for money. Not just who's cheapest, but who delivers the best overall Alaska experience for the price you're paying. Demographics and onboard vibe won't impact the scores, but I'll still call those out from time to time because let's be honest, a party ship and a nature cruise attract very different crowds. And one final note before we jump in. Just because a cruise line lands lower on this list doesn't mean you won't have an amazing time. I've done my best to be objective and highlight both the strengths and the trade-offs of each line. But at the end of the day, if you go in with the right mindset, you'll have a great time on any of these cruise lines. That said, some ships are definitely more prepared for Alaska than others, and we're starting with a cruise line that's brand new to the region, offering tempting prices, but also raising a few questions about how well it'll deliver. MSC Cruises is sailing Alaska for the very first time in 2026, and that alone makes them the biggest wildcard on this list, but not just because they're new. The ship they're sending, the MSC Poesia, is part of the older Musica class fleet. There's no indoor pool, no enclosed observation lounge, and the thermal spa is tiny. If you're dreaming of soaking up glacier views from a warm, protected space, this ship isn't built for that. They also don't offer the yacht club on the Poesia, which is a big reason many people choose MSC in the first place. And while their European flair can feel fresh and lively, the food and entertainment tend to be inconsistent, especially for American travelers used to a more polished experience. And because MSC is new to the Alaska market, they haven't built up the same port relationships as more established lines. And that could mean less desirable docking spots or even having to shuttle into town or hop on a tender, particularly in places like Juneau and Ketchikan. They also don't sail to Glacier Bay, which for many is a bucket list must. But there is one clear upside here: the price. MSC is offering some of the most affordable cruise fares in Alaska right now, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars less per cabin than other mainstream lines. So if you are focused on seeing Alaska on a budget and don't mind a few compromises in comfort, MSC might be worth considering. And when you're trying to stretch your cruise dollars even further, the last thing you want is to leave savings or freebies on the table, which is why we always book through Cruises It. They've saved us money, unlocked perks we didn't even know we qualified for, and always make sure we don't end up like Frank, who showed up to embarkation with 4 suitcases and not a single passport. Frank, that's not packing light, that's forgetting the one thing that actually matters. With their low price guarantee and actual humans who know cruising inside and out, Cruises It makes planning your trip easier and a whole lot less stressful. So click the link in the description or give them a call using the number on the screen below and let them know Evan from Family at Sea sent you. You'll be glad you did. Virgin Voyages is another newcomer to Alaska, and they're doing things a little differently, just like they always do. Their adults-only cruise model creates a very specific vibe. Modern, edgy, and fun, but definitely not for everyone. Their first ever Alaska sailings are aboard the Brilliant Lady, and while it's a brand new ship, it wasn't built with cold weather cruising in mind. There's no solarium, no enclosed observation lounge, and very little in the way of indoor scenic viewing areas. When you're in the heart of glacier territory, that lack of cozy, panoramic spaces is a big miss. They also don't sail to Glacier Bay, and their itineraries lean more heavily into scenic cruising than into immersive port time. While the food and inclusions are excellent and arguably better than most cruise lines, there's a party-forward energy that might feel out of place for travelers looking for a more nature-focused, reflective Alaska experience. And because Virgin is new to the Alaska market, they haven't yet built the same local relationships as the legacy players. That can mean less convenient docking spots or relying on shuttle service to get into town. That said, if you're traveling without kids and you're looking for a totally different kind of cruise, this might be it. The food is included and top-notch, there's no nickel and diming, and the overall experience is sleek and stress-free. But in terms of the ship design and itinerary fit for Alaska, well, Virgin still has some work to do. Carnival might not be the first cruise line that comes to mind when you think about Alaska, and frankly, that shows a little once you're on board. They don't sail to Glacier Bay, which knocks them down a peg right out of the gate, and while some of their ships do have those enclosed solarium-style pools that come in clutch when it's raining and 50 degrees, you won't find much in the way of observation lounges for scenic cruising. So when the captain pulls up alongside a glacier, your best indoor viewing option might just be fighting for a window seat in the buffet. Evan, that sounds like the saddest whale watching setup imaginable. Yeah, you're not wrong. Carnival does usually get solid dock locations in most Alaska ports, but that's not guaranteed. They're not as dominant up here as they are in the Caribbean, so depending on how crowded a port is, you may not have the VIP parking spot at the docks you'd prefer. The ships themselves are some of Carnival's older hardware. Nothing bad, just nothing special. And that's kind of the theme across the board here. If you've got a soft spot for Carnival's brand of fun and you're mostly in it for the excursions, this might still be a decent value. But if you're dreaming of scenic lounges, cultural enrichment, or luxury adjacent experiences, Carnival probably isn't your best bet for Alaska. Disney's Alaska cruises are a lot like their parks. Expensive, magical, and filled with kids. Paying a premium, but you know what you're getting. They currently sail 2 ships in Alaska, the Disney Wonder and the Disney Magic. Both are older vessels, but they're exceptionally maintained and deliver the same signature Disney experience fans expect. You'll find character meet and greets, immersive theming, Broadway-style shows, and kids clubs that somehow manage to entertain children without feeling like a daycare. If you're cruising with little ones, there's no better line for keeping them entertained while still feeling upscale. That said, there are a few trade-offs. Neither ship sails to Glacier Bay, which is a big deal for a lot of Alaskan travelers, and despite the price tag, neither ship offers an indoor pool or enclosed observation lounge, 2 amenities that not only make cold weather sailing more comfortable, but also give passengers more space to spread out when it's too cold to enjoy the outer decks. On the plus side, Disney's long-standing presence in Alaska means they've secured some of the best dock locations across the Alaska ports. That means less tendering, shorter walks into town, and smoother days ashore. So if your goal is to make Alaska a core memory for your kids, or you're a Disney adult looking to sprinkle a little pixie dust on the glaciers, this could be the perfect fit. Just know you'll be paying a serious premium for that magic. Now here's where things finally start to warm up, even if the Alaska cold has other plans. Royal Caribbean brings some of the best ships you'll find in the region, especially if you sail on one of their Quantum-class vessels. These ships were actually designed with cold weather cruising in mind, which makes a huge difference. You've got the massive glass-walled solarium that stays warm even when it's chilly outside, the incredible 270 venue with panoramic views and immersive shows, and enclosed activities like bumper cars and simulated skydiving inside the Seaplex. There's even the North Star, a glass observation capsule that lifts you high above the ship for a bird's eye view of the glaciers. All of that means you can escape the crowds on sea days without freezing on the pool deck or hiding out in your cabin. Royal currently has 4 ships sailing in Alaska, giving you a decent variety of both round-trip and one-way itineraries. The Ovation and Quantum of the Seas are the standouts for comfort and amenities, but the Radiance and Brilliance of the Seas also offer a more classic cruising vibe with great views and lots of windows, just fewer bells and whistles. Like others on this list so far, Royal Caribbean doesn't sail to Glacier Bay, so if that's a must-see, you'll want to look elsewhere. But their long-standing presence in Alaska means they've secured strong docking rights in most ports, so you won't be wasting time with shuttles into town or tenders. If you want a big, modern ship with tons of indoor activities and sweeping views without sacrificing price or comfort, Royal Caribbean strikes a really nice balance, especially for families or multi-generational trips. Norwegian Cruise Line brings some real strengths to Alaska, but also a few trade-offs you'll want to consider. The Bliss and Encore are 2 of the most modern ships sailing the Alaska region, and they're both packed with great specialty dining, stylish design, and massive observation lounges that stretch across the entire forward of the ship. But they weren't exactly built for cold weather cruising. There's no indoor pools outside of the haven, and one of their most iconic features, the waterfront, is an outdoor promenade designed for warm weather dining and lounging, but in Alaska, it mostly just sits empty. That leaves the inside of the ship feeling a lot more crowded than you'd expect, especially on sea days. Wait, Evan, you're saying a ship built for sunbathing on the waterfront isn't ideal for Alaska? Exactly. Add in that the observation lounge, while gorgeous, gets absolutely slammed, especially during scenic cruising days, and the experience can feel more congested than cozy. Now the good news is, if you're looking for Glacier Bay access, Norwegian's entire Alaska fleet is in the club, so no matter which ship you choose, you won't miss out on one of the region's biggest highlights. But there are a few more caveats. Most Norwegian ships don't get prime dock space in Juneau, which means a frustrating shuttle ride just to reach town. And in Ketchikan, they usually dock way out at Ward Cove, which means you'll be waiting in a long line to take a 20-minute shuttle ride into town. And to make matters worse, that Ketchikan stop is often painfully short. It feels less like a proper port call and more like a quick photo op before heading back on board. That said, the Sun and Jewel are both much smaller and better suited for Alaska's climate. They're a better pick if you want fewer crowds, more traditional layouts, and an overall calmer experience on board. But if you're chasing big ship entertainment, sleek design, and great dining, the Bliss and Encore still hold their own. You'll just want to go in with realistic expectations about crowds, indoor space, and a few logistical hiccups on shore. If you're looking for an upscale Alaska experience with fewer crowds and all the cozy comforts, Celebrity is tough to beat. They only have 3 ships in the region, the Solstice, the Summit, and the Edge, so you won't find as many itinerary choices as with other lines, but what they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality. Each ship has a glass-enclosed solarium pool that feels tailor-made for chilly sea days, plus stunning panoramic lounges like the Sky Lounge on the Solstice and Summit, and Eden on the Edge, both of which are perfect for glacier and wildlife viewing without freezing your face off. Wait, so Evan, this is basically Alaska with a spa robe and wine glass instead of a parka and binoculars? Well, that's one way to put it. Add in prime dock locations, no shuttles, no tenders, and just walking off the ship and exploring, and the whole experience feels more refined and less chaotic than some of the mega ships. Now the trade-off here, no Glacier Bay access, which is a big deal to some Alaska cruisers. But for many, the overall vibe, comfort, and quality of the ships more than make up for it. If you want to cruise Alaska in style without the crowds or chaos, Celebrity might just be your sweet spot. With more ships in Alaska than any other cruise line, Princess gives you serious flexibility when it comes to dates, itineraries, and price points. And thanks to decades of experience in the region, they've fine-tuned their approach to give you that classic Alaska cruise feel. Their ships dock right in town at all major Alaska ports, so you're not wasting time on shuttles or stuck at a remote pier. You just walk off the ship and you're ready to experience all that Alaska has to offer. They're also just one of 3 major cruise lines with access to Glacier Bay, which many travelers consider the crown jewel of Alaska. On board, the experience leans traditional. Think relaxed pace, enriching lectures, and nods to local culture. The North to Alaska program brings naturalists, lumberjacks, sled dog puppies, and even local chefs on board to help immerse you in the destination. Now there are a few drawbacks. None of their ships sail in Alaska have true observation lounges with wraparound floor-to-ceiling windows like some other lines offer, and while a few ships do have retractable roof or indoor pools, most are open to the elements, which isn't ideal when it's cold and rainy. But even with those trade-offs, Princess nails the fundamentals. With great pricing, decades of Alaska expertise, top-notch dock locations, and solid land and sea combo tours, it's a near perfect match for anyone seeking a time-tested, crowd-pleasing Alaska cruise. If you're dreaming of seeing Alaska in comfort without missing a single glacier, eagle, or sea otter, Holland America is the gold standard. They've been sailing Alaska for over 75 years and it shows. This is a cruise line that's mastered the art of doing Alaska well. Their itineraries are thoughtfully planned, their shore excursions are immersive and locally inspired, and their onboard programming includes expert lectures, cultural presentations, and even Alaska's seafood cooking demos. But the real showstopper here is the views. Every single ship sailing Alaska has a forward-facing observation lounge called the Crow's Nest. It's not just a bar with big windows, it's a dedicated space for soaking in Alaska's scenery with floor-to-ceiling glass, quiet music, and cozy chairs that practically beg you to sip a hot drink and stay a while. They've also got covered or retractable roof pools on every ship, which means you can enjoy the water no matter the weather. That's a huge plus in a region where liquid sunshine is part of the charm. And it's little touches that seal the deal. Hot Dutch pea soup handed out during glacier viewing, park rangers and Huna Tlingit guides narrating your sail in the Glacier Bay, and crew members who seem just as excited as you are when the ship swings past a bear on shore. If you want Alaska to feel like Alaska and not just a pit stop between trivia nights and pool parties, Holland America delivers the most authentic experience you can get without booking a float plane. Now here's the bad news. Even with the best cruise line for Alaska, there are still plenty of ways your trip can go sideways. But the good news? I've already done the hard part for you. So stick with me and head to the next video where I'll walk you through everything you need to know to get the most out of your Alaska cruise from start to finish. If you're ready, I am. Let's go.